Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Dnice Knits. My name is Dnice and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Dnice515. First, I would like to say thank you to my new and returning viewers. If you found me through Instagram or if you're a family and friend who doesn't knit, thank you for watching, all 80 of you. Today, I don't have much to talk about. I have finished projects, works in progress, and future progress. I pretty much focused on 2 things during the time that I wasn't podcasting, which is weird for me because I usually jump from thing to thing, but I had previously mentioned that I signed up for Sock Madness, which is a contest that goes with March Madness, where you try to knit socks as quickly as possible, but you have 2 weeks to knit socks. So I focused on that for a while. So I'll talk about that when I get there. First, I have my Twilight cowl. This is made out of quarry fibers. It's a Twilight cowl. Let me take it off. It's a Twilight cowl. I didn't sew in any of my ends, so ignore that. It's a Twilight cowl by Wren and Ollie, and I made it out of quarry fibers invisibility cloak yarn, and I love the way it turned out, and I love that it's like gray with the different colors, so it matches with anything you want to wear pretty much. There's yellow, there's red, there's blue, purple, and you can see my decreases here. So when I last did a podcast, I had done the math right and I shortened it. So it starts at like 120 and I shortened it to 112, I think, or 102. And I decreased, you decrease twice. I don't know if you can see my decreases. So you decrease twice on either side of a marker. And I was decreasing on just one side of each marker. So it wasn't getting smaller quickly, and I was going through the yarn so fast, and I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and it was like a day and a half of work, and I'm like, why isn't it going better than this? Because the last time it was such a quick knit. And then I figured out that I was decreasing wrong, and then when I figured that out, it took me maybe a day and a half to finish it. It was really quick. It's on like size 11 needles, and I love the drape of it, and I was here. So I ripped back to where I was because I hadn't decreased yet. And this is where it was, 3 rows in. So I love it. I'm gonna put it back on while I show you the other stuff that I made. So my other finished object, let me just get it, is for the Quirky Monday Craft Cast, right? Yeah, with Kalisha. She did a Pisces season knit along, and I wanted to participate because my daughter and my best friend are Pisces. Ooh. My daughter and my best friends are Pisces. So you have to do something in blue or green. So I did something in blue. This is the Edison Shawl. Oops. I don't know who it's by. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. The Edison Shawl. And I used Lion Brand Mandala in the Spirit colorway. And it just is my spirit. I love it. It is blue and gray, and everything I wear will match with it. And you just wrap it around like that, and it'll be great for under my coat. And I love that the blue is like right near my face, which is my favorite color. So this I knit on size 8 needles. It took me about 2 weeks or so. Once again, I put this down to work on another project. So I just finished it just in time. I finished it on the 18th, and Pisces season ends on the 20th of March. So I just finished that. So that's that. And then what I worked on the most. So March 3rd, or 4th. I think it was the 4th. March 4th. Sock Madness started. I signed up for Sock Madness last year, and there's a warm-up round and a qualifying round, and then there's like the contest where you have 2 weeks to knit a pair of socks to pattern exactly, and then you have to take a picture of it, and whoever wins, you know, it's a bracket like March Madness, and then whoever wins, you're joined in a team, and then whoever wins, and it gets harder and harder each pattern as, you know, the bracket goes. Like, it's harder to beat someone when they're playing basketball. So last year I qualified, and I didn't make it through round 1, I think, because I had beads, and I picked the wrong beads. My beads were too small, so it was too difficult, and I tapped out. I didn't even attempt to finish it. So this year I didn't do the qualifying round, the warm-up round, because it was lace and I decided not to. So this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the qualifying round and I'm gonna make it and it'll be awesome. and I didn't make it. So I did one sock, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, because I picked really weird, I picked really variegated yarn and kind of dark yarn. So I'm gonna hold it closer. There we go. And right there, it's called Smock Madness, and I love these socks. I have not done many top-down socks. I think this is, last year's qualifier was cuff down. So this year, I was like, I'm gonna do it again, cuff down. I did the stretchy, German twisted cast on, which I like a lot, and I use for hats now that I've learned this. I learned it last year, so I use it for hats for my cast on. And then you have to go through pattern, and I'm gonna stick my hand in it because it's hard to see the pattern unless it's like stretched out. So I'm gonna go really close, and you see how pretty that is? Oh, it's focusing on me. You see how pretty that is? I love it. And I even liked that the pattern goes down the heel flap. Once again, see that? So I made these, and it took me almost 2 weeks to make one sock, because every time I would do a smocked section right here, and then, you know, I would put it down and stare at it and be so proud of my accomplishment. I don't know if anybody else has done that, where I'm like, oh my God, look at my heel flap, it's so nice. And then I keep looking at it, and then, you know, the bottom went down went faster because you only do the pattern on one side. So it's a 30 row repeat, and for me, oh, you can see it good. A 30 row repeat, and for me, that is a lot. I usually only do 2 row repeats or 4 row repeats, and that's about all I can keep track of. And I didn't lose my spot, which I was really proud of. I used a row counter on my phone, which I was really proud of, and I did it cuff down, but it doesn't fit. So I think I was like here, and I was like, oh, let me try them on. They're so cute. I bet they'll look so cute on my foot. And I couldn't get it past my heel. So after that, I was like, I'm just gonna finish it for the contest, and then you can be a cheerleader and get the patterns for free. I forgot to even enter it into, I was so upset. I just put it down. I think you had to enter by Sunday, by the following Sunday. So it started on the 4th, and you had to do it by St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. And I forgot all about it. I tried it on the Thursday before you were supposed to enter, and it didn't fit. So I was just like, let me just finish it. I took a picture, and I never entered it to get the free patterns. But that's okay, because most of them will probably be cuffed down, and that's just not my bag. I am totally a toe up girl. I don't even like the way the toe looks. Like, I don't know. It's gross. So I did Kitchener, and oh, so the pattern is on, it's not free anymore, and it won't be available until June when Sock Madness ends. So it's top down, cuff down. You do, I think it was 66 stitches, and I used a size 1 needle because I usually use a size 1 needle and do 64 stitches, but that's in stockinette, not with all this ribbing. And I did so much ribbing. Oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. And I'm proud of myself that I didn't quit, because if something's hard, sometimes I quit. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like knitting should be enjoyable, and I'm shocked at myself that I enjoyed this because of all the purling. But I think it was like more of a sense of accomplishment, and then it didn't fit. So the yarn I used is called Nicole's, what is this? Studio Samples by Nicole, which is yarn at AC Moore, and it's like samples. I guess they put out like a certain amount of yarn, and they're like, oh, we're not going to sell this, so they put it out as a sample. So this is 60% wool, 20% nylon, and 20% acrylic, which feels nice, and it was $1. So I have 2 of these, and I'm gonna rip it out and make socks that I like. And you can't beat that price. I think I have one other in a different color, the same type of yarn, fingering weight. So that's it for my finished products and works in progress. So I'm not gonna do the second sock. Maybe, I think I might put, let's see, I might put this pattern, let's see, where is it? I might put this pattern on my sock recipe, like toe up, you know, toe up, fish skipsless heel, you know, no patterning on both sides of the leg. And this leg is so, I don't make a leg this long. I think it's like 70 row leg or something, 76 row leg or something. I never make a leg this long. Maybe because I do toe up and I get bored. But I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna put the smock pattern on my recipe of a sock and just have it and be very proud of myself. I don't even know if I'll wear them because they're just so pretty. I don't want them to get messed up. Okay, so that's that. And then my works in progress, I don't have much because I focused just on those two things because they were time sensitive. And usually I don't do that. Usually I just knit for fun, and when things are done, things are done. If it's done in the middle of the summer, that's cool. You'll get it in the winter when it's done. So that's basically what I do. So my only two works in progress other than the sock that I worked on is a sock for my husband, which I still have, and I barely touched it. I put it aside. So the last time I podcast, I was in the middle of the heel, which is here, and I've put on, I don't know, maybe 12 rows from the heel, maybe, yeah, about 12 rows from the heel. I like it. It's fine. It's my purse project. I put it in my purse, and if I'm standing in line or have a doctor's appointment waiting to pick up my daughter at at preschool, I'll work on it. Nothing really to say about that besides, oh, what am I knitting it out of? How about that? So it is Patton's Croy Socks FX, and I am knitting it on a 2.75 needle. Yep. US 3, yes, I think. US 2.5? US 2.5. Yep, US 2.5, 2.75 millimeter needle. And it's 64 stitches, and I'm doing a 3x1 rib. So it's 3 knit, 1 purl, and then the next row I just do a knit and then go by that, because he likes the scrunching of a ribbed sock, but I don't like ribbing. So I do 1 row of ribbing, 1 row of knit. I think I said that before. So that's that sock. And then last time I podcast, I talked about my corner to corner blanket, which I said I never touch because I'm always like, oh, I'll work on that when I'm done with my other projects. So I decided that since I had it out, that I would bring it to work with me. Oh, I don't think I've ever mentioned that I knit at work sometimes, because I work 3rd shift, so children are sleeping while I'm watching them while they're there. I work at a children's hospital, and they're sleeping. So when they're sleeping and I'm done cleaning and I've done my wellness checks, I knit and I crochet to stay awake because I work 3rd shift. So when they wake up, obviously I put it away, but while they're sleeping or while I'm done with my work, I'll knit to stay awake. Because nothing else really keeps me awake. TV doesn't keep me awake. Reading doesn't keep me awake. So this is the corner to corner blanket, and I put a marker here, and I did quite a bit because it's getting longer. Longer and longer and longer. Soon it will actually be a blanket, which is cool. So I worked from, yeah, here down. And like I said before, I can only crochet for a little bit of time. I can't crochet for hours like I can for knitting, which I probably shouldn't. I probably should stretch because I tension so hard when I hold the crochet needle. Oh, this is, oh, and I'm knitting it on a 3.5 millimeter needle, crochet hook, and I have a magic knot ball. And I noticed that I have a lot of pink in here, and I didn't even know that I used that much pink. But this also, I got scraps from someone on Ravelry. She saw that I was working on a cozy memory blanket, which is in my car, which I did work a little bit on. And she sent me her little tiny minis, which I have used for this. A bag of it, maybe like a mailer's bag of yarn. So that's pretty much all that I have for future projects. I want to work on the project that I'm making for my grandmother-in-law, which I didn't bring over here, which is a blanket. And it's starting to get warmer, so I want to finish that for her. And at least before I podcast again, I want to at least get some work done on that. And that's it, pretty much. I don't think I'm going to make a blanket for my coworker because she said that she has enough from her son. So I'm not going to make a blanket for her. I'll probably make it for charity since that's coming up soon. So I want to do more for charity, which is the Dnice project, which meets at my library, my local library. So sometimes I go there and I'll donate blankets from yarn And they've given me like a bag of yarn to crochet blankets for. So I think that's it. That's enough rambling for me. I hope you return to like and subscribe down below, right down below, and have a good day. Bye.